Namaste, friends. So, we are in the series of discussing medical review of Bhagavad Gita. In this series, we have completed almost 6 sessions, 6 to 7 sessions. So, in this series, we are reviewing Bhagavad Gita, all 700, all sutras with the medical aspect. In your last session, we discussed COVID-19 or the solutions or the COVID care, as well as COVID prevention, as well as understanding the etiology of the COVID-19, which is or with the reference we can find in the Bhagavad Gita. So we will continue that same presentation today also in this recording in this session. So let's discuss about a few health issues about described or the references of which we can find in Bhagavad Gita. Of course, Bhagavad Gita is a very coded text, or it contains a lot of coded sutras or shloks or verses. So we have to decode that with our current knowledge or current information. So from if we'll do that, if we'll dig on the causes of our today's issue problems in Bhagavad Gita, definitely Bhagavad Gita has the answers of all our questions. So let us try to explore Bhagavad Gita with a medical aspect. Yesterday we discussed about the fighting COVID with Bhagavad Gita. Today in this session we will discuss about the autoimmunity. Okay, there are major serious issue in the health industry, that is about the autoimmune disorders or inflammatory disorders, and also the cancerous pathology. Okay, so today we will explore the root causes of that, solutions for that, and what Bhagavad Gita can provide us to handle these issues, health issues. Yesterday we discussed about the some causes of the fighting COVID with Bhagavad Gita. Then how to promote the COVID care with the help of Bhagavad Gita sutras. Also how to prevent COVID-19 infection, and how to be assured, okay, in this pandemic situation. So if you want to listen or watch that recordings, you can watch the last session. Today we will discuss about the autoimmunity and cancer, how to deal or how to manage these autoimmune disorders, inflammatory disorders, or cancerous pathologies. We know the bitter truth of today's bitter truth is that all with all modern technologies or all modern health sciences techniques, we are we have a lot of limitations to deal with this autoimmunity or cancerous pathology. So, first of all, we should understand what is the cause of, what is the etiology of all these things. Okay, because whenever in any, of course, few cancers or few malignant disorders are infectious. Okay, so they are very few in number, but almost the etiology or the causes of autoimmunity and cancer's pathology is unknown. What is cancer? It is a uncontrolled growth of our own cells. Okay, and what is autoimmunity? It is something that it is a kind of a self-destruction. Okay, our own body cells, our own immune cells get confused and they start killing our own cells. Okay, so why they start adopting this kind of behavior, we don't know. Okay, the causes, if you'll dig out the medical causes of the autoimmunity and cancers, the etiology is unknown. Okay, so these are the diseases which is a kind of a self-destruction. Okay, our own cells, our own body parts, or our own immune system is start killing our own cells. Okay, so similar autoimmunity, inflammatory disorders, and cancerous pathology follows this similar self-destruction pattern. Okay, it is a kind of a that's killing ourselves. Okay, so let us understand in brief what is autoimmunity. In autoimmunity, the basic cause is stress, okay, or the confusion, which we explored in previous sessions. That is a adhi. Okay, adhi. Because of stress, because of mental disturbances for prolonged period, that leads to autoimmunity or cancer. What is basically autoimmunity? It is a kind of a confusion in immune system. Okay, so autoimmune disorders are like autoimmune rheumatoid arthritis, diabetes type 1, diabetes mellitus type 1, muscular sclerosis, psoriasis, and there are so many disorders or diseases which can put in the category of autoimmunity or autoimmune disorders. So basically, if you'll find the basic pathology of all these diseases, there is a confusion in the immune system. The immune system of the patient or of the body is under complete and tremendous stress, as well as it has got confused. Okay, and the immune system is not able to function its proper functions. Okay, and that's why the low inflammation is found. Okay, the category of the inflammation. Okay, what is the inflammation? You know, where is a if I will get a some kind of a bite. Okay, if or a virus is entering inside my body, then my own body system, okay, my own immune system will produce the antibodies. Okay, so this is immune response. Okay, and when the antigens, external virus, external any poisonous things, if a scorpio bite or a mosquito bite or an insect bite, no, it bites, the poison get enter inside the body, and body or immune system creates some response. Okay, immune response towards that antigen, that is called as an antibody in very common language. So this creation of the antibodies or creation of or this response of the immune system is called as an inflammation. So now this acute inflammation is needed for the body. Whenever any poison, any virus is entering inside my body, this acute inflammation is needed to protect my body or my body systems. But there are chronic inflammations. No, chronic means somehow immune systems without reason, without entry of any poison, without entry of any virus, without cause or without external cause. Okay, without external cause, immune system respond and start creating the immune response, and that leads to the inflammation, chronic inflammation. Okay, so this kind of chronic low inflammation is found in autoimmunity as well as inflammatory disorders. So we found the inflammation, inflammatory pancreatitis, inflammatory hepatitis. Okay, so like that. So there is the expression status in the in autoimmunity is very low. Okay, mild pain in abdomen, mild fever. Okay, that's such kind of symptoms we found in autoimmunity. So and even the pro-inflammatory response is also dampened. Low inflammatory response is always found. It is limited to a local and systemic inflammation to promote tissue tolerance. Okay, so somehow these are a group of diseases where because of prolonged adhi or prolonged stress, immune system undergo the complete confusion that to which system or to which cell I have to respond. Okay, it is not responding to some external antigens, it is responding to our own cells. So there is a complete confusion found in the immune system, and that leads to the low fever, low inflammation, and low symptoms throughout the, and it persists or it exists for longer duration of time. So, and we have very limited treatment for all these kind of disorders. Next, the next version of this, next version, or maybe the similar pathology is found in the cancerous cells also. But in cancerous cells, in inflammation or autoimmunity, the situation is little bit under control. In cancerous, the situation is not at all under control, because we found always tumor growth, no, uncontrolled growth of our own cells. So the again the of course some cancers are infectious, some cancers are stress reduced. Okay, the cancers which are having the origin or the cause is infections or then a viral pathology, for that we have treatment better in the modern science. But the cancer which is caused due to the adhi or due to the stress, for that we have limited treatments available. Here also the WBCs or the immune systems are getting growth are not under control. They are undergoing tremendous growth. Some tumors are malignant, some tumors are benign. Malignant means they keep on spreading from one part of the body to another part of the body. In benign tumors, the growth is limited to that organ or to that part only. Okay, so some cancers are very fatal, some cancers are can be controlled or can be treated at the on the right time. Okay, so this is a basic pathology. What is happening here? Here no extra or no external antigen or no external cause is found. Of course, again, few infectious, if you'll leave some infectious cancers, I'm talking about the cancer which about which pathology is unknown, okay, or etiology is unknown. So in autoimmunity as well as in cancer, we found that these are the self-destruction process. Our own cells start fighting with our own cells. Okay, so there is a gruha yuddha, okay, or something called as an internal war. There is no war between two countries. It's an internal war. Okay, so these are autoimmunity and cancer pathology follows a destruction process or pattern. That is something called as an internal war. Okay, so these internal wars, these internal mental disturbances as well as physical disturbances as well as pranic disturbances causes to the autoimmunity and cancer. Now, why this autoimmune or cancerous pathology happens? Okay, so there are so many reasons. Okay, modern science as well as Ayurveda as well as all other so many medical streams will give you the reasons, list of the reasons for different cancers pathology, for different autoimmune pathology. But what is the main root cause of this autoimmunity and cancers? That is described in Bhagavad Gita. Okay, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita chapter 15 verse 15, Sarvasya chaham rudhi sannivishto mattah smrutir jnanam apohanam cha vedescha sarveha meva vedyo vedanta krudvat videva chaham. Krishna says, I am in the heart of everyone. Sarvasya chaham rudhi sannivishto. I exist. Even in spiritual anatomy and physiology, in that session, we discussed that Paramatma is sitting inside each and every human, as well as each and every living and non-living things also, and along with the Jivatma. Okay, so there are two kinds of Atmans, Paramatma and Jivatma. They both exist in the human body. So he's saying, whereas Paramatma is just watching, Jivatma is conducting all the voluntary functions, all the Jnanendriyas and so many body functions. Okay, and of course it has limited control over the body. But Paramatma is not involved with any desires, not involved in any attachments, not disturbed by any emotions or any fightings, internal fightings, but it is just a watching. It is a kind of a sakshi bhava. It is present in the human body and it only watch all the activities of the human being. So he is always present in each and every body. Okay, and he motivates Jivatma to do the karmas. Okay, so we have discussed in the previous sessions that Paramatma is the highest authority and Jivatma is a junior authority which is allowed to do the karmas in the society or in the world. So Paramatma keeps on motivating Jivatma. Okay, I stay inside the heart of each and every person and I motivate Jivatma to do the karmas. Okay, now Jivatma forgets the past birth, but I remember as a sakshi. Okay, Sannivishto mattah smrutir dhyanam apahonam chum. Okay, Jivatma can get contaminated. Why Jivatma keeps on forgetting all the previous births? Because he get contaminated with all the desires, all the vikars and so many things. Okay, so as he is covered with all this materialism, then that's why he keeps on forgetting the previous birth. Jivatma forgets the past birth, but I remember. Paramatma is saying, I remember as a sakshi bhava. I am always in a sakshi state. I am always in a neutral state. I am always watching what Jivatma is doing or what. No, 24/7 we are having a video recording. Whatever we are doing by second, Paramatma is watching. It is sitting inside the heart of each and every person and it is watching. So we have CCTV cameras installed in different places for the purpose of security. So like that, there is a CCTV camera fitted inside the heart of a person, which is recording 24/7, second by second, each and every activity of a person for lifelong. Okay, so he is observing us as a Sakshi Bhava in a neutral state. I give required smruti. Okay, so which one? Because we are Jivatma, he is not having complete smruti or complete remembrance of previous verse. I give the required part of the smruti or memory of the past birth, and not required, even some kind of a vismruti is also given to the Jivatma. So some which is not needed, that part or that memory is destroyed, or even it is hidden. Even I provide the tools to do the karma, jnanam. Okay, jnana is provided to Jivatma to do the karma. Okay, so that kind of resources only which is required to do the, which is required to complete the assignments or to complete the jobs which is allocated to Jivatma, that resources is provided for the Paramatma. That's why I always keep on telling Jivatma has the limited resources, limited control over the over our own body also, our own life also. Whereas Paramatma has the complete control over our body also and over our life also. So this is a scenario, or this is a scene that Paramatma gives required smruti, not required vismruti, and knowledge or information which is required to do his particular assignments or his particular jobs to Jivatma. Okay. Now the expected scenario is that Jivatma should utilize these resources and follow the path of spirituality. What do you mean by following this path of spirituality? Okay, visiting the temples, listening the satsanga or attending the satsanga only, or even lot of spiritual activities. Of course, this is a part of a spirituality, but listening to this Paramatma sitting inside our own heart is the basic definition of spirituality. Listening to your own basic spirit, that is the basic activity which is needed in the path of spirituality. So listening calls of Paramatma by Atman is expected in this scenario, and which is getting violated in so many people. Okay, why? Because Jivatma get driven by their mind, get driven by the physical pleasures, get driven by the vikars like ego and so many things, no? Ahankar, egoism, even so some kind of a, ignorance. Okay, so it get carried away with all this body and mind driven personality. So if he Jivatma commits only those activities which can nourish his body, his mind, and his prana. So but what is expected scenario, that Jivatma should listen to the Paramatma which is sitting inside the body of the human being, in the heart of the human being. Okay, Atman has only partial freedom and not complete authority. It is because why it is not having complete authority or complete only have the partial freedom, because it is bound to particular karmas as per the Paramatma's order. Okay, as Paramatma is giving day by day order, the Jivatma is bound to do that karmas. Okay, and whenever the Jivatma violate or Jivatma doesn't listen to Paramatma's order, and if this scenario is happening for longer duration of time, that time that particular or this autoimmune pathologies happens, or cancerous pathologies happen. It's something like that. If a parent is telling a child, because parent is a highest authority and the child is a junior authority, if the parent is continuously telling or continuously asking the child to do something, or walk on the path of truth, or walk on the path of some whatever he is giving the orders to the child, and if child is not obeying that orders, or his child is not walking on that path, then for some time it is excused. Okay, for some day it is excused, but it is not excused for a longer duration. Maybe for one day, 1 week, 1 month, the parent can excuse the child. But after and he keeps on convincing, no, the parent will keep on convincing the child that how it is right or how it is beneficial for the child to walk on the path which is guided by the parent. But still, if the child is not listening, child is not obeying the orders of the parent will give the punishment, okay, to the child. So that punishment is something called as an autoimmune pathology and autoimmune cancerous pathologies. It is observed that for 10 years, 20 years, 25 years, people are following the only orders of their body, their prana, their mind, and they are not following the orders of their intellect and the Paramatma sitting inside the heart. Okay, so when Atman doesn't follow this Paramatma or his orders, because each and every body here or each and every person here has given some assignment at the time of birth, or has given some a particular kind of a job pattern in at the time of his birth. He is allocated some kind of a jobs pattern or some kind of a karma pattern, some kind of assignments. We are born here with some kind of assignments, some kind of project. We have get birth, we are born here with some kind of a divine plan. If we are not walking on the path of that divine plan, that will lead to the autoimmunity. So these are the basic root cause of autoimmunity and cancerous pathologies. If any cases Jivatma is not following the divine plan, that leads to autoimmunity and cancer. Okay, so in next sutra also, 16th sutra, it is described that dvavimo purushau loke ksharascha akshara evacha ksharah sarvani bhutani kutastho akshara uchyate. There are two types of purushas in the universe or in this world. Kshara purusha, okay, dvamivo purushau loke. Okay, there are two types of purushas. Ksharah akshara evacha. Okay, Kshara Purusha, which is also called as a Chuta Avastha, or in Sanskrit, which is something called as a polluted. It is contaminated by the desires, by the bodily pleasures, by the indriyas. That is something called as a Jivatma. Okay, it can get covered with Prakriti, with Trigunas, with indriyas. It can be mind driven. It can be physically desire driven. Okay. So mind driven or physical comfort activities it can perform. Jivatma get carried away with all mind driven activities. It get carried away with all the physical, it commits only with the activities which are physical, or physical comfort based activities. Okay, but there is a second Purusha also, there is a second spirit also in the that is called as a Akshara Purusha. That is something called as a Achyuta Avastha. That's why the one of the name of Krishna is also Achyuta. Okay, so Achyuta Avastha, that is unpolluted. This is the Paramatma. Okay, it cannot get carried away with the Prakriti. It cannot get carried away with the Trigunas, with the Tamasikta, with the Rajasikta, even with the Satvikta also. It cannot get carried away with the Indriyas. It tried to complete the previous birth depths or previous birth activities. It Paramatma remembers all the births. Even in some other context, Sri Krishna is telling Arjuna that we too have, Arjuna, you and me have so many births previously also. You remember, I remember, and you have forgotten all those things. So that is something called as Jivatma keeps on forgetting the previous projects or previous births, whereas Paramatma keeps on remembering everything, and he is in the try to complete or burn the previous karmas, our own previous karmas. For example, the parent keep on telling the child, because child have a less memory, he don't remember what if the child is in school going child is there, he don't remember that which my homework or which my assignment is pending from last semester or maybe from last week. Okay, he forgets because he's a junior person, he's in a child state, so he don't remember his previous homework, okay, his previous assignments which are incompleted assignments. Okay, so he keeps on forgetting. So it is a duty of the parent to keep remembering him that you have not completed this. You are supposed to complete this incompleted assignments, incompleted jobs, incompleted homework. So today, first do that homework, and then you study different things today. Okay. So Paramatma keeps on remembering us because he has the complete smriti. He has the complete uh, past memories also. Okay, so he keeps on telling us that there is a need to complete or burn your previous karmas first, and then you continue, then you can keep on enjoying in your life. But when the jivatma do not follow all these orders of the Paramatma, and that also for a longer duration of time. Okay, for so many times people start following the spirituality path, they get connected to the what we can say, some kind of a satsanga or some kind of a path of a yoga something, and they start listening to their Paramatma. This is a good situation, or this is a good scenario. But so many times, so many people are not following this divine plan. Okay, jivatma keep on neglecting all this Paramatma's call outs. Okay, and jivatma refuse to complete his own previous homeworks, previous uncompleted jobs, uncompleted assignments, or uncompleted karmas. That time, then Paramatma starts punishing the jivatma. Because we have discussed that there are so many involuntary functions like in immune system. Immune system, we don't have voluntary control over the immune system. Immune system falls under the category of the involuntary functions on involuntary system. It is not under human control. Okay, so then with the help of humans, with the help of immune system, Paramatma starts punishing the jivatma, that if you will not listen to me, I will, if you will not complete your previous homework, your previous karmas, or you will not burn previous karmas, then you will, and you will keep on enjoying only to this birth. Okay, and you will be mind driven, you will be physical desire driven person in this birth, then you will be punished, and that causes, and that immune systems start killing the own cells. That is something that is leading in the autoimmunity or cancerous pathologies. So now, and that leads to the different physical symptoms, different pathology and physical abnormality. So now, what is the solution? Solution is a God realization. Bhagavad Gita is putting the problem also and giving the solution also. So in 19th Sutra, in the same chapter, Sri Krishna is saying, Yo mameva sammudho jnanati purushottamam. Sa sarvavid sarvavid bhajati mam sarva bhavena bharata. Okay. Yo mameva sammudho janati purushottamam sa sarvavid bhajati mam sarva bhavena bharata. One, or the person who knows me as Achyuta. First of all, we should be aware that that Achyuta or that Paramatma is watching us 24/7 for each and every second of our life. He's having complete watch on you. Okay, so aham sammuro janati purushottama. That is the person who knows this fact and who has realized this fact. Okay, not only knows, he has realized that I am under complete surveillance. Second of my life is under surveillance. So first of all, we have to realize this fact. That person is Purushottama. That person is a wise person or wise man in this world. Sammudho. What happens in the Sammudho? The person who has, so many people are there that they have samshaya, or they keep thinking or visualizing this universal fact with the help of logic. Okay, they don't realize this fact. Then they are called as a sammudho. Okay, they are called as a samshayi or sammudha. They are people who are something kind of a atheist people. Okay, they are not, they don't believe God first of all, and God is sitting inside the heart of the person. So they are some Mudha people. Okay, so so first of all we have to, first solution is that we have to realize this fact that we are 20, each and every second of our life is under surveillance of Purushottama, of the Paramatma. Okay, so how we will, we can realize this? Because if you want to feel the presence of God, you cannot access it with the help of logic. God cannot be understood by logic and left brain capacities like rationalism, logics, questionings, research skills. God cannot be. God is not the subject matter of the left brain at all. God can be felt, can be realized. God is not a subject of understanding, first of all, okay, or not a subject of learning. Okay, God can be felt, or the presence of the God in the heart can be felt and can be realized with the right brain abilities like feeling, bhakti, subjective knowledge. Okay, because left brain aspect only material things. Okay, whatever is a material existence is there, that can be aspected with the help of left brain, and whatever the things are in a non-matter form, okay, which is in a subjective form, that can be accessed or aspected by the right brain. Left brain has its limitation that it cannot aspect the non-material thing. Okay, so left brain aspect only material things, whereas right brain aspects non-material things. Okay, this left brain aspects only objective knowledge, whereas right brain object aspect the subjective knowledge. And the God and the, or the Krishna or the anything, any name you can give to that energy, that Paramatma, can be felt only with the help of right brain capacities. Okay, for example, subjective knowledge, feelings, sacrifice, bhakti, following on the path of bhakti, then only God realization happens. Okay, and once we have realized that God is present in each and every living as well as non-living thing, and is present first of all in each and everyone's heart. Okay, first of all feel the God present in our own heart, and then feel the God present in others' heart. Okay, so once we start realizing his presence in each and every heart, then we can able to listen the order of the God. Okay, listening the innermost call, which are helpful, which will allow us to complete our own previous karmas, to burn our own previous karmas, to complete our own previous uncompleted projects, uncompleted assignments in past birth. Okay, so and follow his orders. He is always there to help you. Paramatma is not there to punish you, punish the jivatma. He is not sitting in each and everyone's heart to punish the jivatma and to keep watch on them. It's something like that. Parent is always thinking benefits of the child. Parent is not to just punish the child. If the parent nourish the child, parent make the future of the child. Okay, so like that, Paramatma is sitting inside our heart for our benefits. Problem starts when we start neglecting his orders or neglecting his innermost calls. So follow his orders, follow the path of spirituality, start listening. Okay, start listening the inner calls of the Paramatma. Start following the spirituality. Then that will lead to the control over the trigunas. No parent tell the child to go and do any kind of non-recommended activities. Okay, okay, any kind of tamasic activities, any kind of rajasic activity like that. You will never receive the order which are tamasic activities, rajasic activities from your heart. You will always receive the sattvic calls, the sattvic activities from the heart. So it will lead, the following the spirituality, following the listening the inner call, will lead to the prakriti, or control over the prakriti, control over the trigunas, control over the indriyas. Child will parent will never go ask the child to go and eat pizza or to go and eat some kind of a fast food. Okay, so like that, Paramatma will give us only those orders which are beneficial for ourselves. So that will give you the control over the indriyas. Okay, that will, then you will start burning your past karmas. Then you will start completing your previous projects, which might be incompleted, which you need to complete in this birth. Okay, so that is the called as a burning of the karmas. That results in the living for the purpose of birth for which we have arrived here. We are fulfilling our purpose of birth in this, on this, in this world. And this is something called as a following the basic plan of our life here on in this world. Then your immune system will always promote you. There will be no confusion. There will be no punishments from the Paramatma. Immune system will follow its normal pattern. There will be no confusion found in the immune system or immune response. And that will lead to the decreased pathology of autoimmunity or cancer. Okay, so so whatever the abnormal pattern is found in autoimmune disorders as well as cancerous pathologies, that can be limited with the help of following the basic plan of our life. Okay, so in this way we can control over the, or we can decrease the abnormal pathophysiology of autoimmunity as well as of the cancerous pathology. And there is another thing, there is a boon, actually speaking, there is a boon. Okay, there is a tremendous useful technique for all these autoimmune as well as inflammatory diseases as well as cancerous pathologies. Okay, there are objective tools also, but there are subjective tools also. This boon, or this is a kind of a blessing, is there for autoimmunity and cancer. So that is something called as a bhakti. Okay, you will observe that the cancer, we have observed so many patients of cancerous pathologies or autoimmunity, they start recovering when they dedicate their lives to some or other spiritual organizations. We had the patients who have visited so many modern hospitals, they have, and they were finding the answer of their pathology or their disease for 10 years, 15 years. Okay, and they have been given the answer that this disease will have a very bad prognosis, that you will end up in a major consequences. But the people who dedicated their lives on the path of spirituality, or maybe some spiritual organizations, there are, India is full of such organizations or some this kind of institutes, and once they start following this bhakti yoga, their symptoms, of course, punishment can be reduced, because these are autoimmunity and cancerous pathologies are the serious punishments. Okay, these are the serious consequences that can be controlled. Okay, that can be decreased, so their life becomes better when they start following in this path of bhakti. Okay, otherwise we know what is the scenario in the cancerous wards, following the chemotherapy, following the radiotherapy, and following all their consequences. Okay, so we know that scenario of the cancerous ward and how the cancer patients or the autoimmune patients are suffering from the kind of a life. So a boon for the autoimmunity, and it's not that we have to, the cancer patient or the autoimmune patient have to dedicate their life towards the spirituality or spiritual organization. That also they can do if possible. If not, in our house we can follow this bhakti. Okay, or in the house, in the society, we can follow the bhakti. So the one path of the bhakti is a saguna bhakti, and next one is a nirguna bhakti. In Saguna Bhakti, Bhagwan says in 12th chapter, Bhakti Yoga chapter, 2nd sutra, Sri Bhagwan Uvacha, Mayavesha Mano Ye Mam Nitya Yukta Upasati, Shraddha Parayopetaste Me Yukta Tama Mataha. So, one easy path, okay, of bhakti to deal with or to manage your autoimmune disorders, inflammatory disorders, cancerous pathologies, is one form is Saguna Bhakti, which is a quite easier path. Saguna means in the form, in some forms, in some idols, you can follow Rama, you can follow Sri Krishna, you can follow Jesus Christ, you can follow whichever God, in a form, some form of a in some gunas. Okay, you can follow Lord Shiva, you can follow Ma Kali, anything in some form. Start following the or start adopting the bhakti of some in some form of a god. Okay, so that is called as a saguna bhakti. We have a lot of examples like Meera, Prahlad, so many examples, or different Shiva bhaktas, different Vaishnava bhaktas. Okay, uh, different diet for devotees of different deities. Okay, so this is a saguna form. Okay, saguna is the ideal. You can start following the ideal bhakti. Start follow, choose your god in some form, in some saguna avastha, and then start following that or start doing bhakti towards that god. So in this second sutra, Sri Krishna is saying Saguna is ideal or which is recommended. Saguna Bhakti is recommended. Nirguna Bhakti is also, if one is, if the person is efficient, he can follow the Nirguna Bhakti also. But that path is difficult. So which is the easier path? Saguna Bhakti is a easier path. Those who fix their mind on my personal form, that is my Saguna form, and are always engaged in worshipping me, are always connected with me with some or other tools and process of bhakti yoga, and that also with great and transcendental faith, unconditional faith, that is something called as a bhakti. They are considered by me to be the most perfect. Okay, and then I will take care of them. I always take care of my bhakta. So this Saguna Bhakti is a quite easier path and even faster way to connect the inner Paramatma. Okay, that is easy path as well as faster path. Okay, because if there are no form, if we are contemplating on Nirguna Bhakti or a formless God, then we can get miss out in this on the path of Bhakti. So rather than that, following Saguna Bhakti is quite a safe option. Okay, so it's a safe, it's easy, it's a faster way to connect to our inner Paramatma, towards the God who is sitting in our inside our heart. Follow his orders with dasya bhava. Adopt the dasya bhava. Adopt the pattern that I am the he is the owner and I am just a servant. Adopt this dasya bhava. Dasya bhava is a very significant bhava in the path of bhakti yoga. Adopt the follow the orders of the Paramatma, follow the signals, follow his call outs with the dasya bhava, and spend life with basic plan of the karmas. And again, that will lead to no confusion in the immune system, that will stop this kind of self-destructing process or self-destructing pathologies, that will decrease to the pathology of the autoimmunity and cancer. Of course, because if the etiology and pathology is having lot of duration. The autoimmune and cancerous pathology is not just of 1 year or 2 year. Okay, for time being, for longer duration of time, pathology is happening inside the body. It can be diagnosed at one fine day. Okay, that this organ has got malignant tissues, or this organ is having the autoimmune inflammation. Okay, it can be diagnosed at one fine day, but a pathology is happening for a longer duration of time. So following this path of spirituality, following the path of saguna bhakti, or adoption of the saguna bhakti, there are different process, different rituals, different activities which has to be followed by the person on the path of saguna bhakti. That will help the person to decrease this kind of a immune confusion, or to stop this kind of a self-destruction, and that will lead to a better life for the autoimmunity and cancerous patients. So this was about the saguna bhakti. Now we can talk about the nirguna bhakti also. What he's telling, because some people don't want to follow the or don't want to do the bhakti of murti, or some informless god, in some form of the god. They don't want to do some puja rituals for the idols. Okay, so for them nirguna bhakti path is also open. You can pray on the formless god, because god do not have any form. or God is not, we are watching or we are observing God in the form of Ram, in the form of Krishna, in the form of Lord Shiva, in the form of Jesus Christ, or in the form of Muhammad Paigambar, or something like that. Okay, or we have messengers from the God. God is formless. It is an energy. It is a universal energy. It is a it is a creator of this universe. It doesn't have any form. It's a nirguna nirakara Brahman. We can watch for our convenience. We have brought him in the saguna form. Okay, so if someone don't want to follow the saguna bhakti or saguna form, or don't want to observe the God in the form of in some form, they can follow the God in formless form also. Okay, that is called as a nirguna bhakti. ये त्वक्षरम निर्देश अव्यक्तं पर्युपासते सर्वत्र गम अचिन्त्यं च कूटस्थमचलं ध्रुवम् सन्नियम्य इन्द्रियग्रामं सर्वत्र समबुद्धयः ते प्राप्नुवन्ति मामेव सर्वभूतहिते रताः. Okay, in third and fourth sutras, Sri Krishna is saying in the same chapter, 12th chapter, Bhakti Yoga, you can praise me, you can get connected to me in the nirguna bhakti form also, in the nirguna form also. That is something, no forms, no idol, nothing, no, you can feel that universal energy in the universe. Okay, but this is a difficult path. Of course, few quite efficient people can follow this path. Okay, but commonly this is extremely difficult path to follow. Finding the God in the formless state is extremely difficult task in this universe. Greater is the trouble whose mind are set on the unmanifested, because the goal, the unmanifested nirgunatva, is very hard for the embodiment to reach. Okay, so in what he's saying, te aksharam anirdesha avyaktam paryupasate. Avyaktam, we are finding the energy which is avyakta, which is unmanifested. Okay, so how I can find some unmanifested things, or how I can get stuck to unmanifested thing, and how long I can get stuck or I can get connected with unmanifested things. Okay, so it is the people who are following the nirguna bhakti are having a lot of troubles in this path. Okay, they have greater greater is their troubles, he is saying. Okay, so because they have to find sarvatra agamya achintya. Okay, which is not we are finding some kind of energy which is non traceable, which is beyond our, with this physical body we are finding some non material things. This is difficult to follow. Okay, that's why he's saying kutastham achalam dhruvam. I am sitting deeply kutastha. Okay, some people follow the kutastha brahman. So I am sitting deeply with your indriyas, with your physical organs. Following me in a kutastha avastha is extremely difficult. It is achievable, but it is quite difficult. There are chances that we can get misplaced, or we can get carried away in different uh, negative consequences, or we can miss the path. Okay, so but of course some people don't want to adopt the path of saguna bhakti. They can adopt the path of nirguna bhakti. So try to find, okay, me everywhere in nirguna form, in sarvatra agamya. I'm sarvatra, I'm present everywhere. Try to connect with me in each and everything. Okay, so follow that akshara brahman, that kutastha or that nirguna brahman, and then praise the kutastha praise his avyakta rupa. Don't praise his vyakta rupa. Don't praise his manifested form like saguna bhakti. Praise his avyakta rupa. Okay, nirguna form, which is not in, which is unmanifested form. Okay, then if it is possible for us, we can get connected to that avyakta rupa. It get connected to the kutastha brahma, living in each and every living as well as non-living thing. That kutastha brahman is present in each and every atom in this universe. Okay, try to get connected with that. Of course, this is extremely difficult path. That will lead you, give you the control over indriyas. You will find that that this kutastha brahman, this avyakta form of the brahman, is present in each and every atom and molecule of the thing. Let it be living thing, let it be non-living thing. It is present in each and every atom and molecule of this universe. And then you can get connected to that. Okay, that Kutastha Brahman or that Avyakta Rupa, that will give you the control over the Indriyas. And then you will start behaving equally to all. What happens? They can Sanniyamendriya Gramam. They can able to control the person who can follow the Nirguna Bhakti, the person who can get connected in each and every atom and molecule of this universe can get the control of the Indriyas. Sarvatra Samabuddhayah. Then they start following equal behavior to all, to each and every person in this universe. It happens automatically. These are the steps. No, these are auto steps actually. They cannot misbehave with anyone. They cannot have the priorities or they cannot have the preferences. Sarvatra Samabuddhayah. We can or they can start behaving equally to everyone. For example, avatars. We have different. India is blessed with different avatars. No, different embodiment or different self-realized souls. From time to time, we are having lot of self-realized souls appears in this human body, and that they get samadhi. If you can observe a life of any self-realized soul or of a self-realized person or avatar, you will observe that they are following the Nirguna Bhakti, or either Saguna Bhakti or Nirguna Bhakti. So they cannot give any preferences. They will not. They cannot have some priorities. They behave equally to each and every person which come or which visit to them, and that is how they are living for the purpose of their birth. Okay, for following the basic plan of their life, and that will lead to the least confusion in the immune system, and again decrease in the pathology, autoimmunity and cancerous abnormalities. Okay, so we can follow this Nirguna path. The option is open, the path is open, but again a disclaimer is that it is extremely difficult. So rather than adopting, it is a suggestion that rather than adopting the Nirguna path, one should adopt the Saguna Bhakti form. Okay, so this is a bhakti which is then how we will follow this bhakti, because this is a really boon for the diseases like autoimmunity and cancerous diseases. So there are some practical tips for the bhakti. Okay, so in 6th and 7th sutra he is saying yetu sarvani karmani mayi sanyasya matparaha ananye naiva yogena mam dhyayanta upasate. Okay, what God is a savior first of all. Okay, God is a guide to sail in this life of ocean, in this ocean of life. Okay, he helps us to land properly. Okay, offer karmas to God. What we are supposed to do, following bhakti means what we are supposed to do here. Tesha maham samudharta mrityu samsara sagarat bhavami nachirat partha maya veshita chetasam. Okay, so offer karmas to God. Remember him for each and every second of the life. Even following bhakti yoga, people think that following Raja Yoga, doing some sets of asanas and pranayamas is difficult. Even following all the paths of yoga, let it be Jnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Raja Yoga, Karma Yoga, all paths need dedication. Okay, offer the karmas to God. Remember him for each second. Do sadhana with fixed mind. Yetu sarvani karmani mai sanyasya matparaha. So do sadhana with fixed mind. For example, yogic lifestyle. Okay, meditate on God. Dhyayanta upasate. Meditate. Try to get connected in different customized meditative forms or meditation process. Meditate on God. Spend some time, at least 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes in the 24 hours. Spend some time with Him. Offer all karmas, fruits, or credits of your karmas to Him. And never, first important thing is that never neglect His calls. If we will neglect His calls and we will be busy in our own schedule, that can lead to the serious consequences like autoimmunity, cancer. Okay. In next 8th sutra he is saying, Mayyeva vana adhatsva mayi buddhim niveshaya nivasishyasi mayyeva ata urdhvam na samshaya. Okay. So he is giving practical tips what to do. Fix your mind on me, on God. Think about God always. For every second, no, we can make the compartments of our mind. One mind can be busy to do the activities, but one mind can always be, sakshi bhava, or one part of the mind can be always watching and doing something else. So in that compartment, think about God only. Okay, think about God always. Remember God. Mayyeva mana adatsva, mayi buddhim niveshaya. Remember God for all the time. Nivasishyasi mayyevo. Make him the base of our life, the basic fundamental of base foundation of my life or our life. Live with him. Mayyeva ata urdhvam na samshayah. Follow the path of Bhakti Yoga. No doubt we will be liberated, or we will not fail in this abnormal pathophysiology of the cancerous or autoimmune disorders. We will be liberated from all these kinds of punishments, from all these kinds of abnormal pathophysiologies. But how to do it practically? Okay, these are the gross solutions. One by one, I should know what I should know. Step by step, I should know what I am supposed to do when I am following the path of Bhakti Yoga. Maybe it's Saguna Bhakti, maybe Nirguna Bhakti. Offer food. No, these are step by step. These are practical tips. Now, what I'm supposed to do practically. Offer food to God before consumption. This is very mandatory. You will find these are all spiritual practices. Before taking first bite of the food, offer some part of food which you are going to consume, offer that to God. Okay, take one small bite out of your dish. Okay, and you can pray. There are different prayers before consumption of the food, bhojan mantras. Okay, pray, give ahuti, or dedicate some part of the food before consumption of the food every time by default. Okay, start adopting these habits. Offer each action to God with starting and closing prayer. You might have observed that these are all spiritual practices, that before doing anything we start start any activity, let it be meeting, let it be discussions, let it be anything, no, with the prayer and end it with the prayer. Okay, donate some part of the luxury before availing to it. Okay, at least remember him that I am availing this luxury, I am availing this comforts because of you. Oh my God, this is because of you. You are giving me all these kinds of luxury, all these kinds of comforts. Okay, if possible you can offer it to someone who is present in front of you. Donate some part of the income before consuming it. So if you are employed and if you are getting salary, whenever you are getting salary, offer, take out some part before consumption. Okay, before utilizing that salary for ourselves, take out some part or donate some part of that salary. If you are self-employed also, then also same procedure we can follow. Wherever we are getting any payments or anything, donate some part before availing or before spending it for ourselves. And keep on saying idam na mama, this don't belong to me. Whatever I have, whatever the property, physical health, or relationships or anything, whatever you are having with you today, keep on saying that idam na mama, this is not mine, I do not belong to this. Keep having get yourself habituated for all these practical tips. Keep on saying idam na mama, idam na mama, this is not mine, I don't belong to this. Pray for God, ask for his grace before starting any activity. That always we do with the starting prayer. So even if you don't want to do starting prayer, or if you don't want to in some places, maybe in society, maybe in some outside circumstances, may not be favoring to start the prayers or to conduct the prayer. So then 1 minute you can observe the silence and pray for his grace. Ask for his grace that I am going to start this activity. Please help me. Offer results to him at the end of the activity. And even after completion of the activity, thank to God that I could able to complete that activity with your help. Okay, so at the end of the activity also you can either end with the prayer, or you can observe this 1 minute silence, and then you can say thank to him. Offer credits, acknowledgements, any kinds of credits we are getting, an acknowledgement, offer to him. Shri Krishna Arpanamastu. Offer or to your whichever god you are praising, to that offer all credits, all acknowledgements, all even critics also to him. And one another important tool or one another practical tool tip is that you can have a continuous or at least least interrupted japas. Okay, continuously you can follow any mantra, you can keep on following in mind. Okay, this is extremely useful tool in especially in this Kali Yuga. Okay, so have adopt, choose your mantra, one mantra, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, or any kind of thing, or it at least even Omkar, basic mantra is Omkar. So you can keep on having the continuous japa inside the mind. This is possible. Now I am talking, this is possible for me to have an internal japa. Okay, so these are the few practical tips through which we can continuously get connected on the path of spirituality, or we can get connected to the god easily. What if we are unable to do this? Suppose, because this is not easy, this is also difficult, we will find that this whatever these tips are also difficult for me. Some people can find that whatever is this, these are difficult for us to follow. Then what they should do? In Bhagavad Gita 9 to 12 sutra says that follow all rules of Bhagavad Gita, get connected to some spiritual organization and follow their rules and regulations. Okay, if not, work for God's sake. Okay, that is Nishkama Karma Yoga, equal behavior to all, no enmity to everyone. Okay, if not, we are not able to do this, fine, no problem. Sacrifice karma phala and keep doing karmas. Don't accept any credits, don't accept any acknowledgements. Keep on doing karmas. Okay, whether you face acknowledgement, whether you face critics, keep on doing your karmas. If not followed, I am not, it's not possible for me to the for to follow all these things also. Okay, fine, then acquire the knowledge. Okay, Jnana Marga is open there. If you cannot follow the Bhakti Yoga, if you cannot follow the Raja Yoga, if you cannot follow the Karma Yoga also, sacrificing karmas and keep doing karmas, then acquire the knowledge. And that will lead to all yogic paths, all these four basic paths will lead you towards the God. But remember that meditation is greater than knowledge. Okay, so sacrificing karma phala is always greater than the meditation. Okay, so knowledge or acquire knowledge, these are the sub paths or next solutions. If I am not able to do this, what I should do? So there are different practical tips which we can follow and get connected to the God, so that we can listen to our inner Paramatma, so that we can listen to the we can follow the purpose of our life in this world, and so that we can complete our previous homework or previous uncompleted assignments, previous we can burn our karmas, and we will not end up in the some kind of punishments by our own God, and we will not end up in a self-destruction process. Okay, and we will not end up in any autoimmunity or autoimmune or cancerous or inflammatory pathologies. So thank you very much. Here I wish have healthy life for each and everyone.